Today we're talking about torticollis in babies, and specifically we're talking about torticollis stretches for babies or torticollis exercises for babies. This question came in to me. A parent of a 7-month-old has torticollis, and baby has been struggling to hold their head up, struggling to roll over, and struggling to sit up on their own because of the torticollis. Now, before we get into stretching and before we get into rolling over and sitting up on our own, baby needs to be able to get that torticollis under control so that she can hold her head up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple of different things I want you to pay attention to. The first thing is, let's look at our torticollis triangle. The first thing we want to do is focus on positioning. Positioning means when you're feeding your baby, how baby is sleeping, how baby is napping, how baby is traveling in the car, and also stretching. That's the next side we want to pay attention to, stretching. I'm going to show you through some different stretches. I'm going to walk you through a couple of different stretches that you can use to help your baby with torticollis, and also active play. Once you do some stretching and your baby is able to gain some range of motion, you want to do some active play in the new position and be able to keep that range of motion that you have. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Cherrick Gordon. I've been a pediatric physical therapist for over 2 decades. I show proactive parents like you how to use simple touch in your baby's natural environment to help your baby catch up with their milestones. Speaking of milestones, I created a free milestone checklist. I'm going to put the link down in the description down below. It just goes month by month and it shows you what your baby should be doing from 1 month to the next, so you can keep track. You can print it out, slap it on your refrigerator, and know what your baby should be doing and when to get some extra help for your baby. So let's start off by talking about what torticollis actually looks like. This is what torticollis looks like. If you look at the baby, you can see that baby's left side of baby's neck has a little bit of a crook right there. You can see his head is tilted towards the left side of his body. So this baby has a mild left side torticollis. And what I want you to pay attention to is the crease on the side right there, the crease in the side of his neck right there, that lets you know that sometimes torticollis can be quite subtle, and that if you are not paying attention, you might possibly miss the torticollis. So that's what it looks like. I wanted you to see and look at a baby who actually has torticollis and who is struggling with it. And then we're going to talk about some positioning techniques and some stretching techniques that you can use, and then some active play for a baby with torticollis. So this is positioning. Simple. I have this baby. He's in a high chair. This baby has a right side torticollis, and he prefers to keep his head turned towards his. He has a left side torticollis, which means his head bends towards his left side, and he tends to want to keep his head rotated towards his right side. Over here, where I have the big finger pointing, is where I have his television positioned. And what I'm doing is I'm angling his chair so that when he wants to look at his favorite TV show that's on the television, he actually has to turn his head towards his non-favorite side. Sasha, can you bring me my little doll? The chubby one? Bring it. Thank you. And so this is how we are positioning. We have the television over this way, and he has a mirror on this side, but I'm going to turn his chair so that if he wants to look at the TV, now this is his favorite side that he likes to turn to, and what I'm going to do is turn his chair in the opposite direction so that now he has to rotate his head towards his non-favorite side. Now, when we talk about positioning is actually more important than stretching, simply because of the amount of time your baby is going to be spent in one particular position. Your baby sleeps in one position. Your baby is going to stay in one position when you put baby down for a nap. And so doing these different positions is very important in terms of getting your baby to be able to get into a position and stay in that position for an extended period of time. And so that actually becomes even more important than your baby being in a when you're stretching your baby. So that's why I like to tell a lot of parents to go ahead and focus on positioning. So let's assume that I'm breastfeeding this baby. First of all, let's say that this baby has a left side torticollis. Baby would like to have her head tilted towards her left side, but turned towards the opposite side, turned towards her right side. Now, you can see that if I put her and I'm holding her and she likes to turn her head towards her right side, she would do easier if she were feeding from the left breast. And so, what I encourage parents to do, one of the repositioning techniques that I like to do and encourage parents to do, is to go ahead and just switch baby onto the opposite side. And now, baby would have to rotate or turn her head towards the opposite side, the side that she does not normally like to position herself in order to feed. And you want to be switching back and forth between the breasts so that baby turns their head to both sides and doesn't just get stuck with your head turned towards one side. So we talked about repositioning baby in their natural environment so baby can watch TV. And now we're talking about feeding, again, repositioning so the baby is forced to turn and rotate their head towards their non favorite side. So let's move ahead and talk a little bit about stretching. So, one of my favorite stretches is the side bending stretch. Actually, my favorite stretch is the football stretch, but let's do the side bending stretch. So, here it is. You can see I have my little hand here. This baby has a left side torticollis. This is the baby's left shoulder. And so what I do is I have baby flat on his back. Notice where I positioned my body. I've positioned my body off towards his right side. You see his right hand is over there on my leg. I reposition myself so I'm off towards his right side. I'm take my left hand, I put it on his left shoulder to hold the left shoulder down. Then I'm taking my left hand and I'm cupping the back of his head, and I'm going to gently tilt his head towards his right shoulder, thereby stretching his left muscles on the left side of his neck, which are the left sternocleidomastoid muscles. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm gently stretching him. You can see I'm making silly faces with him. I'm talking to him. I'm engaging him so that as he starts to feel the stretch, he doesn't try to fight and kick out of it. I'm also using my hand. I'm using my hand across his chest. I'm pinning him down to the ground with my forearm on his chest, and so that he doesn't get out of the position. But I'm doing it slowly and gently so that I'm engaging with him and getting him to actually do the stretch. And so let's look at that one more time. The complete stretch. And you can see he is feeling it, but he's not in excruciating pain. If you look at his legs, look at his hands, you can see that he's feeling the stretch, but he's not in severe pain. And that is the side bending neck stretch for torticollis. The next stretch that I'm going to talk about is a stretch called the football hold. Now, let's go ahead and set this up. This is the torticollis stretches for infants, the football hold. And let's go ahead and set it up. What you're going to do is you're going to start off by sitting, or you can do this actually standing. I was doing it sitting the day I was demonstrating this one. And the way you're going to set it up is sit with your baby and hold your baby across the front of your body. You're going to take your right hand. Again, this baby has left side torticollis. So I am positioning baby so that the left side is down and I am sitting on the ground. I tread my right hand, my right arm in between baby's legs, and I bring that arm up all the way and I hold down baby's left shoulder with my right arm. Notice the way I have my right arm in between baby's legs. coming all the way up and holding down baby's left shoulder. Then I take my left arm and I bring my left arm so that the left arm is cradling baby's head so that his head is resting in my elbow. I make a little pocket with my elbow right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold him in this position, hold that shoulder down, and we're just gently going to rock baby side to side. If you look at where his right ear is almost touching his right shoulder. And what I'm trying to do is, again, stretch the left side of his neck muscles so that he can get a good quality neck stretch. And I like this position because you can readjust your hands, and you're just going to sit with baby in this position and gently rock baby front to back, side to side, to be able to comfort him as you're sitting there playing with him and give him a nice, long, prolonged stretch. If you can maintain this stretch for 30 seconds to 1 minute, you're doing a pretty good job in terms of stretching baby and helping baby to be able to get rid of that torticollis with a nice, gentle, prolonged football stretch. I like to call it the football hug because you're hugging baby up against your body. Typically, you might hear it referred to online as the football hold. Now, once you've finished these stretches, what you want to start doing is doing some active exercises for your baby. One of the best exercises that you can do for your baby is to just get them off their back completely. And so you can see I have baby here in tummy time, and I have him on a boppy so that his head is elevated above his chest and above his hips because he really does not like the tummy time position. And so I'm using a toy mirror to distract him, to keep him in tummy time for as long as I possibly can. And I'm just playing with him in this position. We're relaxing. We're down on the ground. We're having a good time. And some babies who don't like tummy time are the ones who have torticollis or who have a flat head. You can see that he is starting to fuss. And so your tummy time sessions don't have to be very long. You can do 30 seconds, 60 seconds of tummy time, and then go ahead and take baby out of tummy time. Notice that immediately when I took him out of tummy time, he stopped fussing. And so if you're using a boppy or a little cushion like this is not actually a boppy, it's just one of the cushions in his mom's house. And I had him on the cushion just to distract him because I wanted him to be able to get better at tummy time. Sometimes you'll notice what I'm getting ready to do here is to just use a different toy, use a different angle, use a different position, but it's the same tummy time. And so I'm using my ball. He's quite fond of this big exercise ball that I have. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the ball and just rock the ball front to back and go ahead and get him to do some little more tummy time. This is tummy time with a twist where he's moving. I'm rocking him front to back, doing some vestibular work while we're playing on the ball. I can bounce him on the ball and just have a good time on the ball. And he's also doing tummy time while he is getting off the back of his head. He's getting some neck exercises to the back muscles of his neck as he's doing his tummy time on the ball. Another exercise that I like to do for tummy time is to have baby. Let me find the right video for you, dear. So this is another baby that I have who does not particularly care for tummy time and also had a torticollis. So I wanted to make sure that I get him off the back of his head because a lot of times babies who have torticollis will develop something called plagiocephaly, which is simply a fancy way of saying they develop a flat head. And so getting your baby some neck exercises by doing some tummy time on a large ball like this is a fantastic way of getting baby off the back of their head, getting some tummy time, some active tummy time. And again, if baby is in this position and baby starts to get tired, baby can simply put their head down, take a little bit of a break if they need it, but you're trying to get baby to keep extending their tummy time position and continue to work on some tummy time, which is a great way to get your baby off of the back of the head. And it also helps to start strengthening those side neck muscles and the neck muscles on the back of baby's neck. So this is a great way to do some active play. Once you've gained a little bit of extra range of motion from the torticollis stretches, you can start repositioning your baby so that baby can have a little bit of extra range of motion and be able to do some active play as a way of getting rid of the torticollis. You can see here I'm trying to get him up on his hands and knees on the ball. These are all ways to continue to strengthen his body and build some core trunk strength and stability. But of course, today we're just focusing in on getting him to do some tummy time. He's not able to do it for a long period of time, and so I'm happy to let him take a break, let him have a little bit of fun on the ball while we're playing and doing some active tummy time. So those are a couple of different ways that you can use to address torticollis. Now, if you have any questions, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your questions are, and maybe I'll use your question to make an actual live out of your question, because a lot of times parents have very similar questions, even though everyone thinks that their baby is the only one dealing with a particular condition. Okay? All right. I will talk to you in the next video.